Spring Season 2023 is yet another season packed with big shows. Oshinoko, Demon Slayer Season 3, Dr. Stone Season 3, Mashle, Magic and Muscles. But the one show I was mostly hyped about was Hell's Paradise Jigokuraku. After getting Jujutsu Kaisen adapted back in fall 2020 and Chainsaw Man adapted in fall 2022, Hell's Paradise is the conclusion of the dark shonen trio, a new term circulated on the internet slowly replacing the big three. So there it was, the last piece of the puzzle, the final key to unlocking my shonen heart, but strangely, I didn't really feel it. Once I watched the first couple of episodes, I realized that the adaptation of Hell's Paradise is just fine. How can it be that, knowing that I'm a big shonen fan, this didn't catch me as much as Jujutsu Kaisen and Chainsaw Man did? Well, I did some research, and the reason might surprise you. The short answer? It has to do with Studio Mappa, who also adapted the rest of the shonen trio. The long answer? It's a little bit more complicated. Apparently, the biggest problem of Hell's Paradise is its animation. Especially in direct comparison with Jujutsu Kaisen and Chainsaw Man, Hell's Paradise doesn't have the spectacle, the breathtaking scenes and mind-bending visuals as its shonen competitors. Sure, seeing Gabimaru in flames in the first episode gave me chills. Not all, but some of the fight scenes are very well choreographed and some animation ideas are really creative. So don't get me wrong, Hell's Paradise has some good animation, and looking at the discussions online, the community seems to be torn between believing that Hell's Paradise is a good-looking show and believing that it is a bad-looking one. Studio Mappa has always been delivering a certain level of quality, and the show doesn't fall short on that. But especially in contrast to the Dark Trio, Hell's Paradise doesn't deliver the extravaganza you're used from those other shows. So now the question is, why is that? Well, one central reason is Mappa's extremely tight schedule of releases. A lot of things have changed in the studio, ever since Masaru Maruyama founded it in 2011. Being known for tackling shows that didn't have a big follow-up or were considered risky, Mappa is now known for working on some of the biggest anime shows today. Shows like Watanabe's Terror and Resonance, Kids on the Slope, or the fantastic film In This Corner of the World were exchanged for Attack on Titan final season, Netflix Kakegurui, Zombieland Saga, or recently The Big Three. Please note that this is not a bashing of Mappa. I like the company very much. I love its older works and I have a lot of fun with its newer titles as well. This video is not here to blame Mappa claiming that they are a sellout, but merely a studio that went with the time and realized the massive financial potential that this medium has to offer. Back to Hell's Paradise. Looking at the schedule of Mappa and the shows that they are working on, it seems like the ninja anime wasn't their biggest priority. Attack on Titan's final season had the world waiting for one of the biggest anime events in anime history after Mappa took over the animation from Studio WIT. And Chainsaw Man, being released only one season prior to Hell's Paradise, was probably the most hyped show in anime ever. And with the second season of Jujutsu Kaisen around the corner, Hell's Paradise didn't seem to be the most important show of the studio. Also, Mappa is not known for releasing only one show per year. In 2017 alone, there have been 6 anime projects, all with multiple cores, and they have been releasing shows in this pace ever since.
Guess what? We just picked up One Punch Man Season 3!
And unfortunately, that can lead in a decrease of animation quality. Fans also started to be concerned even before the actual show was released. The reason was a pre-animated trailer that came out very shortly before the show aired and left many fans worried. Well, pre-animated trailers are not something new in the industry, but it got fans concerned about the show's schedule and its overall animation quality. And now seeing the anime, it becomes apparent that Hell's Paradise dipped a little in quality after the first few episodes. Especially looking at the compositing of the show. Hell's Paradise mostly uses a blurred background to leave out the details of the flora and fauna of the island, and fans also noticed some continuing errors. Also, some of the fight scenes feel stale, characters' impressions motionless, and the pacing of the show feels imbalanced due to some offbeat editing. Which brings me to the second reason the animation quality of Hell's Paradise seemed to suffer. Back in 2017, Mappa, despite having 80 full-time employees, had only 11 animators. As of April 2023, Mappa has over 300 employees, but it is not clear how much animators they actually have. What is clear is that with the schedule they have, Mappa is heavily reliant on outsourcing work and hiring external animators. And while that is not something new in the industry, companies like A1 Pictures are doing it all the time, there have been stories about external workers complaining about the poor working conditions of Mappa, working until the morning and having inhumane working shifts. And if we combine all of that, an extremely full schedule with a lot of output, many external animators who are overworked, and not being number one on the company's priority list, the product is something like Hell's Paradise. However, I believe that there is another reason that this show didn't generate the hype that other shows, especially Jujutsu Kaisen and Chainsaw Man, had in the past. Despite its gritty story and heavy violence, Hell's Paradise sometimes feels rather tame. Hell's Paradise? More like Pale's Paradise. No? Who's writing those scripts? The animation feels very clean for the most part, which stays in stark contrast to the manga. Looking at the panels of Jujutsu's work, you can feel the dirt under the characters' fingernails, the uncomfortable tension on the island, the unspeakable horrors they have to experience. The manga has a lot of rough edges, and despite its attempt, I would have liked to have the show being even more grittier, dirtier, more like the original manga. If I'd have to compare it to another show, it feels like the work of Sui Ishida's Tokyo Ghoul, that also had a fairly clean look in contrast to the rough drawings of the manga. What do you think of Hell's Paradise, Mappa and the animation? Please let me know in the comments down below. Yes, Hell's Paradise is not spare when it comes to blood, and this is not a show for the faint-hearted, but unfortunately, the impact of some of these scenes feels like you are fighting with Magikarp and not with Gyarados. Gyarados? Gyarados? Please don't get me wrong. Hell's Paradise is a cool anime, and I'm still enjoying it. But to be honest, I feel like the show had even more potential that was kinda missed, and honestly, that's pretty sad. Looking at the new Jujutsu Kaisen trailer, or another well-choreographed, executed fight scene of Chainsaw Man, it's only fair that people complain about a studio that has proven in the past that they are very much capable of doing the source material justice. But I do want to say this. Coming from reading the manga, I can guarantee you that Hell's Paradise is an amazing work of fiction and definitely worth your time. Gabimaru is a stunning shonen protagonist, and I love the backstory with his wife. Sagiri is one, if not the best female protagonist in recent shonen, and Yuzuhira breaking the internet didn't surprise me a bit. I like the Tao power system, the many hints at Japanese folklore, the ninja setting and the overall story of the show. I fell in love with the manga a couple of months ago and was excited to see those characters finally coming to life. So seeing the adaptation makes me a little sad. And no, I will not say simply read the manga, because a lot of you just like to sit back and enjoy a good show. And Hell's Paradise is a good one after all. But next time you ask yourself why it looks how it looks, just remember this video. And despite my criticism, please don't forget that this is still an amazing shonen. Over here I talk about Oshinoko, Perfect Blue and the horrors of the idol industry. Please check that out.
Gyarados.